Hey, what's going on? It's Dolph from Rigmarole with Dolph and James. I'm here just to talk about our website. That's right, we have a website. Check us out, www.rigmarolepodcast.com. You can go on there, you can click on the More Stuff button at the top, or on the top right if you're on mobile, the little hamburger, of course. You can click on schedule to see our upcoming episodes that we have planned out for you. You can also take a look at our merch. Go to our merch website, pick yourself up a nice hoodie, a t-shirt, a coffee mug. You can even get a pair of Rigmarole shoes. They're on there, absolutely. Also, don't forget to check us out on Patreon as well. It's patreon.com/Rigmarole Podcast. Thank you so much for your support. And now to the episode. All right.
Hey,
How's it going, James?
it's going pretty good.
All right. And everybody listening in, you are listening to
The Rigmarole
Wait.
podcast.
with Dolph and James.
Yeah, that's right. He's Dolph.
And almost did it again. Yeah, I'm Dolph, and he's James.
That's right.
All
And
right.
but we have a guest.
We do have a guest today.
He's a special.
Hi.
He's very special. He's a special guest.
Hey, you wait till we introduce you.
Yeah, damn it.
Okay, all right, fine. Jesus Christ.
Okay. Like I said, this man, he is super special.
Very special. He's one of the most special people I have ever met. His name is Vincent.
Yes.
He's one of our buddies.
So Vince, why don't you say hi?
Oh, now I'm allowed to say hi?
Yes.
sir.
All right, perfect. Hi.
How's it
Oh,
going,
there.
buddy?
Hey, there you go. Hey, Vincey.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know you guys think I'm special.
We do. We think you're very special.
You are super special.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much.
Cool. Well, we've known Vince for a long time.
Yeah.
Not quite as long as we've known each other.
I think my first memory of Vince, apparently he was there before this, but my first memory of Vince is like when we got him into the wrestling. Like that day was when I knew of him.
I knew of him before then because he was banging my sister.
Yeah, but see, I was there every day, and I didn't notice him.
Well, I tried not to notice him banging my sister, but I knew he was there and he was doing it.
Yeah, I was kind of preoccupied with something else, so it would have been hard to notice me.
Yes, that was my sister and her vagina.
What year was that? That was I want to say 2011, maybe 2010,
Somewhere in there.
10 or 11.
No.
It
definitely not.
It was one of the two for sure.
It was somewhere
It's
in there.
It's 2008.
No, it wasn't. It was 100% not 2008.
Nope, it was 2008, 2009.
We weren't doing the wrestling in 2008.
Yeah, and I didn't start working at the club till 2009, so it must have been at least 2010.
Yeah.
If it was, it had to have been early 2010.
I really think it was 2011. Like
I know
beginning.
I know for a fact we started bouncing in 2009.
Yeah.
And I went through a divorce
May
not
1st.
long after that, which is when I moved back in with my mother.
Yep.
Yes, I'm divorced. Woo!
I am also divorced.
I'm not wooing divorce necessarily, or you know how it is.
Yeah. Look, I'm divorced but remarried.
I've never bbeen divorced, and happily so.
Did you say happily so or happily settled?
Happily so.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, James.
So anyway, it would have been sometime around that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been like 14 years, somewhere in there.
Give or take. Give or take.
Vince
14
is
years
again.
is accurate. Yep.
Either way, Vince is also a little bit younger than us.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you, Vince?
Significantly. 30.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I'm pushing 40.
Yep, I will be 31 next month.
I truthfully do not know if I'm 37 or 38. I would have to look at my license.
It happens.
It does. I stopped caring about my birthday.
I didn't know for the last couple of years, but now that the next one is 40, I am completely aware of how
Yeah,
old
well,
I
I would
am.
imagine so. That's one of the big ones.
Oh, dude, it hasn't registered that I'm 30 until like last month.
Oh, well,
Damn.
like I said, it happens.
Yep.
So, is there anything you'd like to tell the audience about yourself,
Yeah.
Mr. Vince?
No, not really.
Well, I mean,
Things out.
Okay.
Yeah, I
well,
don't
well,
really
how
have
about
much
this?
to add.
Vince is one of our friends, and he also wrestled with us for a good while.
he also dabbles in music a little bit. He plays guitar and sings. Definitely a better singer than a guitar player. Not that he's a bad guitar player.
I could agree with that. Except for I'm definitely not even a good singer either.
Well, I said you are a better singer than you are a
Yes.
guitar player.
So what does that say about my guitar abilities?
No comment.
So anyway,
Yep.
Vince, how do you feel about D's nuts?
Oh yeah, you know they're nice. They're round. I appreciate them sometimes.
Round?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait, hold on.
I think we're having a.
I think he's talking about something that we're not talking
I think
about.
he's talking about my testicles.
I think so too.
What? I can't compliment a bro's testicles.
I mean, you can.
Well, thank you for the compliment.
You're welcome.
I like my testicles too. But that was not what I was referring to.
I'm very unfamiliar with your testicles.
I was talking
All right.
about D's Nuts, which are a brand of peanuts that they sell on the internet and at Walmart, and we are not sponsored by.
This podcast was not brought to you by D's Nuts.
But D's
on.
Nuts
Hold on.
are excellent, and they are delicious.
They are.
They come in multiple flavors.
The hot
Include-
cheddar is
in-
great.
Yes, but they
There's,
also
there's
have.
actually a brand called These Nuts.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's DEE''S nuts, and they are peanuts that are flavored.
And they're wonderful.
They have a dill pickle flavor, and they have a sriracha ranch flavor, and they have one that kind of tastes like banana pudding, which is kind of strange for a peanut, but still not bad. But the best ones are the hot cheddar, which are excellent. They have a good amount of spice and a hint of lime.
Yep.
And they are excellent, and we are not sponsored by them.
We are
but
not.
we
Oh my
would
God.
very much like to be sponsored by them so we can have their money and their nuts.
That's not even joking.
Not
There actually is a
necessarily
brand
in that
called
order.
These Nuts.
That's correct. I would like these nuts.
D's Nuts?
I get, no, everybody at my work, somebody at my work introduced me to D's Nuts, and since then we have been introducing them to lots of other people, and so now it is hard to get D's Nuts at Walmart because everybody at my work is trying to get them. So I end up usually ordering like 6 or 8 cans at a time off of the Walmart online app.
I have not been fortunate enough to have my own can yet. James actually introduced me to D's Nuts when I came over to his house one day. He was just like, "Hey, you want to try these nuts?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll try these."
You were
nuts."
like, no.
"Well, at
And I-
first, yeah, until you whipped out these nuts, and I was like,
Oh.
Yeah, see, originally you thought he was talking about his nuts.
I did. I thought
And he was
true.
like, those are nice nuts. And I was like, yes, they are. Thank you for the compliment.
yeah," and they were wonderful, very, very,
So
nice,
they-
very nice.
So I just looked it up. They have a nanner pudding gourmet
Yeah,
nut.
that's what I was talking
Nanner
about.
pudding.
That's what I was talking about. But I'm
Dude,
telling you,
I
the
wanna
hot
try
cheddar.
that so bad.
I'm telling you, the hot cheddar ones are the best ones. They absolutely are. The other ones aren't bad, but the hot cheddar ones are great.
Oh, I believe it. You can never go wrong with hot cheddar.
No, absolutely not.
They also have an extra spicy ghost pepper. That
Ooh.
probably slaps.
I didn't know that.
That might be
Yep.
good.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Do you ever like get
If you can find it.
disappointed with like I forget which was it Taco Bell that was like doing like ghost pepper food?
And it wasn't as hot as you thought it would be.
No, I was
Yeah.
so disappointed.
Sometimes, but at the same time, I got that
Wendy's was good.
I got that one.
Wendy's with the ghost pepper ranch. They got it right.
Yeah.
I got that last. What they're using as the top hot one sauce right now, the one with all the pepper X stuff, and I have that, so I've mostly been using that on stuff.
And is it?
I left a bottle for you. You said you tried it.
He lied.
Oh, that bottle. I did not try it.
Yep. See, he
didn't?
lied.
I didn't.
It was hot.
I didn't have anything to try it on.
It's hot.
Is it?
I think he's
it's
just
good.
afraid.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not afraid. I will eat spicy. Dude, I mean, I love spicy.
Yeah, I mean the only time you probably remember that whole one chip challenge thing.
So two things about the one chip challenge. Number one, fuck that one chip challenge. And number two, I was just telling you the other day that we need to do it again, like with the 2024 chip.
I'm willing to do it.
I'm
but-
willing to do it.
but I'm gonna regret the hell out
Oh
of it.
yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'll do it. I will fucking do it. Vince, will you do the one
Yeah.
chip challenge?
Nope.
The guy at my work brought in a sauce the other day. I believe it's called Blair or maybe Blaine, but I believe it's Blair's Crystal Death.
You were telling me about
And
this.
this hot sauce is clear.
which is scary.
And yeah, and it smells like Everclear. And
Oh my gosh.
it is potent. It is extremely potent.
Yeah, if a hot sauce is clear, I'm staying away from it.
It actually
It's like
says in
pure
the
capsaicin sauce.
it actually says in the ingredients. One of the ingredients was food grade grain alcohol.
Yeah, fuck that. They have to put that in there to help numb you a little bit.
It's weird. After you have it, while your mouth is still burning, you have this little thing like you took a shot almost. You can feel it.
You feel the burn?
Yeah, well, and you kind of taste it a little bit.
Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that. You can have all of that. If it's clear, I'm gonna stay clear. Vince.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to lately?
Nothing much. I've been playing a new Pokemon ROM hack.
That's against the law, sir.
I understand.
All right. Just so you know.
So
I mean,
you've been
so
playing with your Pokemans.
Oh yeah, I love me some Pokemans. And technically, I do own the hard copy of the original game that the version was modified.
Okay.
Well, good for you.
If that helps you.
It helps me.
Okay. I say this. I'm getting on to him. I still freaking download pirated movies. I don't care.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Don't admit those things. Don't admit to crimes on the internet.
they've been admitted.
Don't do it.
Too late to go back. You gotta edit it out now.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's a trap.
There's a trap.
That was good. That was good.
That was pretty good, dude.
It leaned a little bit more to Zoidberg, but it was still good.
Well, I was doing the.
Yep.
Good lord. Oh man.
Yeah, aside from that, just working a lot, playing that. I saw the new Beetlejuice movie. That was pretty fun.
I have not seen it yet. I'm aware.
Yeah. How'd you feel about that?
I'm aware you've both seen it. No, please, no spoilers.
Yes. Well,
Okay,
okay.
no
Try to no
spoilers.
spoiler. But how'd you feel
Yeah.
about it?
Yeah, I can get through it without spoilers. So I enjoyed it, but I feel like of the three villains there were, it was a little overkill with how much there were, and that we didn't
Well, you
get
you just said that there were three villains.
Yeah, but I didn't spoil who they were and how everything goes.
Yeah, but now he's going to be looking for three villains.
Yeah.
It's obvious
Well, one of
when he
them.
gets in it.
One of them I caught before they showed, but I didn't. But I didn't think it was that obvious. But I caught it. I figured it out.
Yeah, no, I figured it out quickly. But anyways, I was very unsatisfied with the ending of their stories for all three. I feel like they were stretched too thin. If they would have just had two, it could have been focused on better.
I agree with that. The way that I felt was not that I was disappointed, but for like the first half of the movie, I was kind of going, well, this doesn't feel right. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was like, it just feels off. There's something weird. And then about at the halfway point, I felt everything was fixed, and I was there for the ride for the rest of it.
I think I get what you're saying, and
encouraging.
I think the reason why you felt that way, and I agree, I also kind of felt that way a little bit, was one particular new character who felt out of place, and then halfway through the movie they weren't there as much.
I'm gonna probably agree with you then.
Yeah.
If
If we're thinking about the same person,
I'm
then
pretty
yeah.
sure we are.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and say this because I'm pretty sure
shit.
that this isn't that much of a spoiler, but Jeffrey Jones is not in this movie.
I heard that he was not.
Well, you know why too, right?
I don't know why.
So many years back, he had apparently paid some little boy to take a bunch of pictures.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not Rooney.
Yeah.
No. Why?
Yeah. So he is a registered offender.
I think that fucks me up more than Kevin Spacey. Because you can kind of see it with Kevin Spacey a little bit. What?
I don't know. Well, yeah, kinda, I guess.
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah, but I never got any kind of weird vibes from him.
I never did either.
I never got any weird vibes, but like when I was told, I had a moment of no, and then like a moment of All right.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, either way, so he's not in it.
That makes me sad. But I mean, don't do that shit.
No, I agree.
Don't do that shit.
It just sucks. I mean, because, even if he had like he had kind of like a littler role in the first movie, I still always liked his character.
To me, he was always Ed Rooney.
Yeah, and without him, we wouldn't have that, "Oh, we come for your daughter, Chuck,"
That's
thing.
true.
And I always loved that.
Yeah. Well, I guess fuck that guy.
I guess.
But, well, shit. Okay, so he's not in the movie.
Well, he's kind of in it, but he's not. You'll see, I guess.
Character, just not actor.
You'll see. That's the best way I can say.
Okay.
I actually like how they did it.
All right, fair
I did
enough.
too. I thought it was very funny.
All right. Well, fair enough.
I would not be surprised if that movie doesn't get a lot of shit for. I'm just gonna say it for their Soul Train section.
Soul
Yeah.
Train?
I could see them getting a good amount of shit for that.
What happened? Why?
I can't.
No, go ahead.
Like-
Fuck
Oh.
it.
Like,
I'm
dude,
here.
I was-
now I need to know.
I mean, they said they were talking about the Soul Train. It's supposed to be the train that takes the souls.
Okay. So what about the Soul
Well,
Train?
it gets to the Soul Train, and it's like a bunch of black people like dancing to like 70s music and stuff. It's
Oh.
the Soul Train.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I vibed with it
Unless I should have said African American. I'm not trying to offend anybody.
I think you can say black.
Well, I'm just saying.
You can say black.
I don't hate anybody. I promise.
So I vibed with it for like the first 30 seconds, and then as it dragged on longer and longer, and then had another scene where it came back up again, I started feeling like, okay, this is kind of stretching.
Yeah, you're pushing this a little hard.
Yes. Yep.
But
And
it
I
still
feel like
made me
that
laugh.
was one of their problems with all of their jokes in it. It was funny at first, and then it felt like the joke was being dragged on a little too long.
For a lot of the stuff, yes, but I was happy with all of the actual Beetlejuice stuff in the
Yes,
movie.
all of the
He
Beetlejuice
did
stuff
great.
was perfect.
I would imagine
He went
they did. I
right
mean, it's
back
Keaton.
into it.
Yeah.
But he got to play around just a little bit more.
That's
A
good.
little bit. But they still kept him to not that much more than the first movie, which made me happy because I don't think you could really focus on him really being a main character.
No. I mean, so I finally, maybe a month and a half ago, I finally watched The Flash. Finally.
What the show or
The movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
With Keaton.
Yeah.
And I was so happy. I
Yeah.
was very happy.
Yeah. He seems to be able just to jump back into any old
Yeah.
role. It's like that's why I'm waiting. If they did like another Multiplicity, I'd be happy.
Oh my god. It's a great movie. A very underrated movie.
The pizza thief.
She touched
Never
my
seen
peppy.
Multiplicity.
She touched my peppy. Good lord.
Oh, Multiplicity was good. No one ever talks about it hardly anymore.
So we
I've never once heard about it.
we broke.
Have you never seen that movie?
Nope.
No, he just said he's never seen it.
Oh my
It's a
god, I didn't
great
hear
movie.
that.
That should go on the essential list.
Think about it. It's like
All right, hang on. I'm
Michael
pulling
Keaton.
out the list.
It's like Michael Keaton cloning himself to where there are multiple Michael Keatons
Well, he cloned himself once.
twice, and then the other one was a clone of a clone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. The clones made a clone.
Yeah, and that was the thief.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It's such a great movie. I love how he put the pizza in his wallet.
Yes,
Good.
Michael Keaton's just good altogether. Like Birdman was great.
Birdman was fantastic. Yeah. Have you seen Pacific Heights,
I'm not sure.
where he plays a tenant, and he's like,
I guess not.
"Oh, dude, great movie." He's a darker character.
Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom was good too.
Yeah.
Mr. Mom's great. Did we lose Vince?
No, Vince is still here.
Okay.
Vince is hearing all these titles he's never heard before and writing them down.
Again, he's 30. He's 30.
But Michael Keaton's great.
He is.
Everything.
Yeah, I've never seen a bad Michael Keaton movie.
Wasn't he in? What was that one movie? It's not Doc Hollywood, but because that was Michael J. Fox. But it was that other one that's. Every time I think of Doc Hollywood, I think of that other movie. But it was like, God, what's the name of that movie?
What are you talking
I
about?
don't know.
Explain it.
I don't know. I don't
Describe
remember
it.
anything about it. I remember the poster.
What
It
it
had
look like?
Michael Keaton in it.
You remember the poster have
Here, you talk to Vince.
Has
I'm
Michael
gonna,
Keaton in it.
you,
Okay.
yeah, figure that out. I'm gonna IMBD this shit.
oh good lord.
All right. So the first Michael Keaton movie I ever saw was the Batman movie.
Yeah, great movie.
Yes, fantastic movie. And then I saw Beetlejuice after that. And then from there, I hadn't seen any other Michael Keaton movies until he was Vulture in the new Spider-Man.
Are you
Which he
serious?
did great in that too.
Oh my God, I loved it. I loved it. I
was
was
fantastic.
never expecting Vulture to be done good on the big screen until Michael Keaton got it.
I'm just gonna tell you this. You give
And-
Michael
and
Keaton
let's be
any
honest,
role,
that's
it's gonna be good.
Yeah, let's be honest. That's not even like anywhere near a comic accurate Vulture.
No,
but it was still
it's
good.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. And then, so after that, it was whenever I saw that movie, it was wintertime, so I was already in like the holiday spirit and all that good stuff. And I was watching a lot of Christmas movies.
Johnny
and
Dangerously.
Never seen it.
Oh my God.
Never seen
That's
it.
what I was looking at. Watch
Okay.
that movie.
I will do that.
But yeah, no. So I was already watching a bunch of Christmas movies and everything, and my fiance was all like, "Oh, you need to watch this Jack Frost movie. It has Michael Keaton in it." And I was
Oh,
like,
it's a great
okay.
movie.
Oh my God, it made me cry, dude.
Jack Frost
Like-
is wonderful.
Like I'm gonna be completely honest. Ever since I started getting older, I've started crying at like everything in movies now. I don't know what's happening.
I'm
I'm not
watching
proud of
it.
it, but it's happening. But yeah, the Jack Frost movie made me cry. It was such a good movie, and I wasn't expecting it to be that good.
Yeah, but like that Johnny Dangerously is like a 1930s gang movie, but it's like
It's
a
a parody.
comedy
Yeah.
with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. Oh, that's fantastic. So it's like
On the list.
1920s. Does he talk like that?
Like
Nah,
30s
see,
ish. I
man.
can't remember that well, but I remember enjoying the hell out of it.
Step right up. Try your chances at this game. Win a stuffed animal.
Or
Or
the music video, Weird Al music video for a song called "This Is the Life," has a bunch of clips from that movie in it.
oh, that's cool. All right.
That might have been on the soundtrack. I don't remember.
I don't know why that reminded me of this, but the song "Weapon of Choice." Do you remember that song with the music video? With
Yeah, with Christopher Walken.
Yeah, I love that. I don't know why that reminded me of
Do
that.
this, and you can go with that. Yeah,
Love that. He starts flying around.
I still love that.
It's great.
We should watch that after we're done with this.
That'd be fantastic. I'm down. What you doing, Vince?
Sitting here looking at the Discord screen.
Okay. Anything interesting happening on Discord?
No, not currently. No.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, good deal. All right. So, I've not physically seen you in. Shit. How long's it been since we hung out?
Almost 2 months, I think.
It's been a minute.
The last time that I remember seeing Vince was when I was over here trying to get all the old information off my broken phone, and you all were playing Vampire in the
Right.
kitchen.
That was the last time that Dolph
And I had brought that big black book.
Oh, the book. That was the last time we saw each other too. So,
Yep.
kind of postponed game night for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. COVID. Shit.
COVID.
Yeah. Shutting everything down, man.
Yeah, definitely car
Yeah,
COVID.
this episode has been recorded back in 2020. No.
You lied. We just said we watched Beetlejuice. You just said we watched Beetlejuice.
I did. All right, all right. So Vince, I want to ask you because we were talking earlier. I don't remember seeing you at the apartment back in the day until the day that we got you into the wrestling. And I don't even remember how that happened. Did he ask us or did we ask him?
I don't remember.
Do you?
I'm pretty sure I was watching, and I was all like, "Oh, that's cool. I like wrestling. I'd like to do it too." And then something about a trash can came up, and I did that.
Yeah, you made him run out and hit somebody with a trash can or something.
And then from there, I had my first match, which was against Nick, I believe.
I thought your first one was against James. No, it was against Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was just Nick, and if it wasn't just Nick, I think Hamill was there too.
Maybe it was a triple threat.
It was a triple threat. It was him, Nick, and Sensei.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh,
It was.
it's been a while.
Yep, and I didn't have any clothes to wrestle in because I was in my work
You were in
uniform.
the scrubs.
Yep, so I borrowed Steve's scrubs.
Remember that.
Yep.
Yep, and my pants kept falling off the whole time.
DDT Junior.
Yeah, man.
That's right. Yeah, man, that's been a while.
Yeah, it's been
Yep.
long.
But my second match was against James.
Yeah.
I always liked wrestling Vince.
He's
'Cause,
a little.
Vince is a lot smaller than me, so he's somebody that I could pick up and fling around.
Yeah.
And he was always willing.
Oh yeah, if the cameras are rolling, I'll try anything.
I've always noticed that about Vince. Like he stood out.
Wait a
from
minute,
everybody
wait a minute.
What?
If the cameras are rolling, he'll try anything.
I said it. I didn't stutter.
I heard it.
No hesitation.
We'll get back with you later. I might have ways that we can. How do your feet look?
Oh, they look all right.
Yeah, we might be able to make some money later.
Again, this podcast is not sponsored by D's Nuts.
Or Better
Be
Health.
Gotta be sponsored by my feet.
That's funny.
Yeah. We might need better help after this.
I think we're all gonna need better help.
I mean, you guys definitely need better help.
Probably. You're not wrong there. All right. Well, did you just send a sticker?
Yeah, I got tired of just staring at it.
Well, it makes noises. It goes boop, boop.
You like so? Okay, so the way we're doing this,
Vince is remote.
yeah, via Discord. I don't even have Discord poured up, but just had a notification pop up. And we heard doo-doo, and it said Vince waved. Vince sent a sticker, a wave.
Yep.
You just say hi, Vince.
I was just watching it and staring at the little button, and I wanted to click it.
Well, don't do that.
Well, he did it.
And he did it. He did.
I'm
He
easily
did it.
distracted.
He did it.
I did it. Yeah, no. So my car is fixed now. So
What was wrong with your car?
Oh, damn, dude.
okay. So, first of all, I drive a 2017 Mitsubishi Lancer. Do not get one.
Well, we are not sponsored by Mitsubishi, and we will not be now.
Yeah, definitely not.
I still kind of like Mitsubishi.
So I like Mitsubishi, but before 2010.
All right, fair
That's
enough.
where I'm leaving that.
Okie dokie.
I'm good with that.
So my transmission went out about 3
Where
years
did it
ago.
go?
Somewhere in Florida.
Yeah, somewhere on
Oh,
the side of
yeah,
the road.
that's why
in
he
Florida.
wasn't at the show.
Yeah,
That's why he
Yes.
missed that wrestling show.
it is.
You
Yep,
bastard.
Yep. I went to Florida. Took my fiance to Universal Studios. She's a big Harry Potter fan, so I was all like, I'm gonna propose in front of Hogwarts, and then she'll have this as a core memory forever, and it'll be great. She'll love it.
A core
Well, it didn't
memory?
go. Yeah, whatever.
Like Inside Out?
Yes, but it ended up not going that way because my car started acting up, and we're sitting in a Michael Tires parking lot trying to figure out what we're gonna do. And the ring is in the glove compartment of the car, and I had to get it out before I left the car with the technicians, and there was no way for me to hide it from her in that moment. So I had to propose in a Michael Tires parking lot instead of at Hogwarts like I had originally wanted.
You know, I think the
You could have pulled a walk-in.
I
do you
could have
mean?
pulled a walk-in.
Pulp Fiction, it's the one place that you could have put it where it could have been
that's
safe.
true, dude. That's true.
Yeah. No, true. Could have, should have, would have.
What was that?
I said this watch. What?
I thought you were going to go more into it.
No.
Oh, I like impressions.
No, he's only a little walking.
Wait, what?
He was only a little walking. He was not full walking today.
All right. I don't know why, but I got confused for a second. That happens though.
It comes
Yeah,
with
you're getting-
age.
I'm
I
37
was
or
say you're
38.
getting old. You're getting old, man.
So
Yeah.
anyway, the transmission,
Yeah.
went to Florida.
Yeah. So transmission went to Florida. Paid a lot of money to get it towed back, and then had to save up a lot of money to fix it because it was an $8,000 repair. Repaired it.
That's an expensive transmission.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's one of
Finally,
those stupid CV.
it's CVT transmission.
they're so
It's-
stupid.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's bad. It's bad. Long story short, just try to stay away from. But finally saved up the money to get it repaired. Shipped it off like 3 months ago or so to get it repaired. Had the car back, was driving it around, drove up to Austin once or twice for the game night and whatnot, and then randomly I start getting the same juddering and jerking and stalling out. I actually almost got plowed by a semi on the roundabout because I stalled out in the middle of the roundabout.
Oh,
That was kind of a scary wake up call of, hey, it's happening again. You need to take it back. You can't procrastinate anymore.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, took it back. Lo and behold, whoever did the original repair didn't put one of the bolts back in, and I've been slowly leaking transmission fluid ever since.
oh,
So whenever
That's
that
bad.
happened,
It's
I
very
was
bad.
basically fully out of transmission fluid, and that's why I was no longer able to ship.
oh.
Damn, dude.
Yep. So got it fixed, but we'll see how long it lasts this time.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, good
Well,
shit.
congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So that means that I may or may not be able to attend a game night here soon.
No, that's fine. Well, I mean, if you can, that's
At some
great.
point, I mean, by all means, I mean, the vampire stuff's fun, but like I said, I still have, I bought all that Shadowrun stuff. We've still never played,
Yeah.
and I have all of that. Plus, the other day, I know this isn't exactly the same thing, but I finally got this board game I've been wanting for like 2 years that is supposed to be incredibly awesome.
What is it?
It's called Western Legends.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Imagine it. It's like a sandbox board game.
That sounds cool.
So think like Red Dead Redemption type board game, but you get your person and then you pick what you do. You don't have to go around, like a circle, like a regular board. You like figure out, and it's like, I'd like to rustle cattle, or I'd like to mine, I'd like to be a bank robber. And you do all those, you pick what you want to do and you do it.
That sounds fun.
And
So it's like a board game and a TTRPG mixed together.
So you were
Yeah,
talking about that.
It's like that. Yeah, that's what I said. They said it's like a sandbox board game, so it's supposed to be similar to like playing like Red Dead or Grand Theft Auto, but in board game form.
So you were talking
Yeah.
about that. He's talking about like he might be able to make a game night, and you were like, "Yeah, I played vampires, but we got all these." I'm down to play those games, but something I want to do, and it's funny because last episode we were talking about this a little bit.
Football.
Let's play football.
No.
I want to overdub, man.
Oh, I definitely would like to do
Yeah,
some overdubbing.
we have a good project in mind. I think
Oh, yeah. Should we want to talk about it? We
Yeah,
can.
We can talk about it. For
We
sure.
were thinking about overdubbing the entire MCU.
Yes.
Oh,
Obviously not
I'm in.
Not
I am
not
in.
not in one night. Obviously.
Well, yeah, of course, but no, I am in. I am hard in on that.
Okay.
Please and thank you.
That made you hard
Yes,
in.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm a massive MCU fan in general.
Who's your favorite character?
So favorite would be Iron Man, and then followed by Spider-Man,
Okay.
and then followed by Black Panther.
I know it doesn't count for MCU because it's not technically in there yet, but I'm waiting for Doom.
Yeah.
Did you watch that Doom stuff I sent you,
Yes.
Vince?
Yes. So I watched the origin story, and I definitely agree. Anti-hero.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
I agree. Doctor
Not a
Doom is
villain.
not a villain.
No.
Yep.
No.
But what'd you think about it? I mean, was he a lot more interesting than you thought he was?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. No, that's such a better origin story than I went up to space with some people I really didn't like. It was just business.
Well, that's what they did in the movies, but that wasn't.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah. And I didn't know that until me and you talked about it.
Oh
I
no,
had
Doom!
idea.
Doom is awesome.
Yeah. No, he is.
Yep.
He
And,
needs
and
to
see
be bad
that brings me
info.
back to what I was saying the other day to Dolph about wishing movies would just stick to the content they're basing their movie off of, because it's better storytelling all around
Well, I mean, I agree.
for most things.
I agree to a point. I do feel like there are just some things that are not gonna
Translate.
transition. Translate.
Don't say transition.
No, yeah.
You're going to cause problems. Don't do that.
We don't want that. So there are some things that just I don't feel like are going to translate.
Not that
well.
there's anything wrong with transitioning.
Not at all. But I feel like there's just some things that are just not going to translate well to a screen, as opposed to like a page or a book.
Or even just animation.
Yeah.
In general.
In general, yeah.
I agree, because I've said for years, when we look at something like Dragon Ball, Okay,
Yeah.
we had evolution, and we don't talk about that, but we did have
You're
it.
talking about it.
Well, we have to for this purpose. They tried to, tried to make that more, I'm gonna say, quote unquote, realistic, and it screwed up the whole thing.
yeah.
And Dragon Ball is one of those things where, in order to accept the world for what it is, you have to be okay with the fact that there are dragons and dinosaurs and stuff walking around, and there's a little dog named King Furry that's king of the world.
Absolutely.
If you can accept those facts, everything else you can be good with.
True. 100%.
But a lot of people, they look at those things and go, that won't translate. We can't do that.
Mhm.
And then it ends up fucked.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that was a big part of it. I mean, there was just so many problems with that movie. I don't even want to begin
Except for Yamcha.
Yamcha was great.
Yeah, they actually did
was
Yamcha okay.
Yeah, and it's funny, like, because he's like not like a big character. And it's funny because like the Mortal Kombat movie that came out not too awful long ago.
Yeah.
The one on, it was okay. Like it was, I loved the gore. Like it was really good. But the movie itself just kind of fell flat with me, except for Kano. Like Kano was spot on, perfect, hilarious, carried that movie.
Yeah, I agree. Kano was my favorite person.
Yeah, and it's the same with Dragon Ball Evolutions. Like Yamcha was like, if there was a saving grace, it was Yamcha.
Which is sad.
Even if you think about it, yeah, it's
That's
terrible.
really sad.
I'm also I'm disgusted with how they did Piccolo.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think it's
Yeah.
funny that what's his name, James Marsters? Is that
Yeah.
right? That he actually is a Dragon Ball fan and kept trying to tell him that you're doing this wrong.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and he kept trying. He kept trying to fix it. And
Poor guy.
they wanted his skin to be completely gray instead.
Yeah.
And there's a tint of green, but that's because he made the makeup people do it. And then when he got on set, they were mad, but they didn't have enough time to go back, so they just let him do that. So he was trying to do that, and I love the fact. I think that's what you were gonna say. I love the fact that after that long, and he loved it so much, and then they messed that up. But I love the fact that when they dubbed Super into
Yep.
English,
Yeah, absolutely.
that they brought him back to be Zamasu.
Yeah, dude, I didn't even know that until like I got to that part in Super. I heard maybe like 2 sentences like, "That's James Marsters."
Yeah, and it does, and he's not credited in the.
He's not, but I knew it was him.
Yeah,
Knew it was him, and I was like,
and he did a great
"Oh,
job.
dude, it was fantastic, fantastic." I was very happy with it. No, we were just talking about Yamcha. Do you remember? I'm not trying to put you on the spot or like make you.
I know what you're doing.
What am I
I
doing?
know what you're doing now.
What am I
You're
doing?
talking about the House of Yamcha.
I'm talking about the House Yamcha.
Son of a bitch.
So we talked a little bit last episode, and Vince, I don't think we've told you very many stories about when we worked at the club as bouncers, but
Yeah.
so James ended up transitioning
You son of a bitch.
from bouncer to valet.
I was still a bouncer. I just was valet most of the time.
Yeah. But the valet had there's this little shack, right? That was a little valet shack, little bitty. Like you could fit like 4 people in there, but not comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
It's meant for 1 person really, but 2 people max. We started calling James Yamcha. I don't know why we did, but it was funny. And he hated it. And then we just like wrote House of Yamcha on the valet shack. It was wonderful.
You know what? I was speaking of that. It was,
Oh, shit.
it was a slightly different thing, but it has to do with that. I was looking through my Facebook the other day. I was looking through a bunch of the old pictures, and they had one picture of me sitting out in the smoking porch of the Good Time room when I had straightened my hair,
Uh-huh.
and I was looking, and it had comments, and I was like, huh? And I was looking at the comments, and there was a comment from the old big toe of security, Mr. Jim Wilson.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, I remember the big toe.
So
And either way, he even in that comment, he pulled that Geico caveman bullshit about me
that is fantastic.
because they all did that too. When I had my hair long, they kept on going, "Oh, well, hey, somebody needs to go do this. Oh, we'll just have James do it. It's so easy, even a caveman could do it." You
I remember that.
motherfuckers!
That was so funny.
No offense, dude, but I could see it.
Yeah, you son of a bitch!
Yeah, dude, it's
I'm doing it a lot. I've been called
you son of a bitch. That's fantastic.
assholes.
No, those were good times. Though.
Yes,
Good
sir.
times.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, the entire like first 2 years that I was wrestling with you guys, everyone called me Justin Bieber, so it's okay.
That is
That
okay.
is true.
I have told Vince this story because I've told everybody this story. Just
Okay.
because, but you were actually there.
Okay.
So you can attest to this.
Okay.
Okay. Do you remember at Porter's, the club? I'll just call it the club. I'm sorry. It was Porter's. I already said
It no longer exists, unfortunately.
True. You were working in the courtyard in the smoking area. I came out there on break.
Courtyard, that's what it was.
Yeah. I came out there on break. We were talking. We were smoking. I believe it was a Saturday night. It was busy. Do you remember me and you saw this girl across on the other side?
Dominate.
Okay. Yes, you remember this. All right. So, yeah. So, there's this girl on the other side, and we both thought she was hot. And I was like, she should show us her boobs. James was like, boobs are cool.
Boobs are cool.
Boobs are cool. And I was just like, I'm gonna try to dominate her because we were like,
Now, to explain for the people who aren't initiated
yeah,
in
'cause
this,
that sounds awful.
yes, in
Yeah,
our
it does.
in our vampire game that we play, which is kind of like a D&D type thing, one of the vampire clans has a power called Dominate, and pretty much that means you make eye contact and you give a suggestion to them, and if your roll is good enough, then that suggestion gets planted in their head like it's their idea, and they will do it.
Absolutely.
So, continue.
Yeah. So I told you I was like, yeah, I'm gonna dominate her. And James just started laughing. He's like, yeah, I wish that worked. So I'm just like staring at this chick, and she's not looking at me. Like she's so far away on the other side of the courtyard. And finally, she looks my way, and we lock eyes. And like in my head, I'm sitting there going, "Come over here and show me your boobs. Come over here and show me your boobs." And she started approaching, which again, very very strange. She walked up, she got right up to me, and I don't remember what she said, but she kissed me. Like we fucking made out for like
I remember that.
Yeah,
it wasn't boobs, but it was damn good. I mean, it was close.
and it lasted like 5 or 6 seconds. She pulled away. She like made this like gaspy noise, touched my chest, and walked away. And that was the end of it.
I remember that.
And I looked at you and I was like, I think I just dominated somebody. But I got like 2 out of 3 successes because it wasn't exactly what I was going for.
Right. Your
No.
success rate was not quite what it should have been.
Yeah. But yeah, you were there for that.
I remember.
It was crazy.
I had forgot about that, but I remember
So
it.
weird. It's cool though.
I also remember
Oh shit.
there was a guy that worked at the club. He was a barback.
Which one?
His name was Kendall.
Oh, oh God. Oh,
We're not getting into that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
But okay, Kendall was a black guy,
Yeah.
and he was a blood. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
He was an ex-blood.
He was a blood.
Well-
he always say it like, "Hey, I'm a blood."
Yeah.
And I remember one time he asked us to give him a ride
Yep.
after work. Do you remember this?
Oh, I did. It was mean as hell.
We'll tell it.
Okay. So Kendall asked us for a ride home. And I was like, oh, yeah, we got you. So we cleaned up the parking lots. And me, James, and my brother, and Kendall get in the car. And I had this little BB gun that looked decently real underneath the seat of the car. Why it was underneath the car, I have no idea. But it was there. So we all had this plan. And we got Kendall in the car, and we locked the doors. Like, I got something I need to tell you, Kendall. He goes, yeah, man, what's that? And I'm not being racist. That's how he talked. Like, we're Crips. And he's like, and he just started laughing. And we just did not laugh, and we were as straight face as
Yes,
possible.
straight face the hell out of it.
And he stopped laughing. He goes, quit fucking around. But we're not fucking around, dude. And now you've openly told us you're a blood. Like we got a problem here. And then I pulled the gun out from under the seat and just cocked it. And he's like, oh, come on, guys. Come on. This shit's not funny, man. Come on. and then I don't remember who broke.
I think it might have been Joe.
It might have been. But somebody broke, and we all started laughing. We apologized so much. He's like, I'm going to kick y'all's asses. Oh, that was great. So mean. So fucking mean.
Oh, we were stupid.
Yeah.
That could have ended horribly.
They could have.
Yeah, I mean, like, what if he would have just started punching you from the back seat while you were driving?
Or, like, what if he had a gun?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Shit. Like, I pulled that out, and he'd be like, "Oh no, not today." Oh shit, no, we're fucking around, dude. No, you're not. Yeah, that could have been bad. We were dumb.
There was also this guy. Was it who was the little hothead? Was it John, the little short guy?
At Phoenix?
No, well he went over to Phoenix eventually, but he was at Porter's.
The bald guy.
Yeah,
With the motorcycle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He was just a hothead. Got angry at everything.
We moved his motorcycle.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, that was fucking great.
Yeah, he came in and he was bragging about his bike so much, and your brother Joe, he was working valets. This is before I moved out there.
Yeah.
And Joe was like, "Hey man, come out here, help me," and we waited till John wasn't paying attention, and me and Joe picked up his motorcycle. It was a little crotch rocket, and don't get me wrong, I'm not acting like it was easy, because it was hard. I thought I was gonna die, but we picked it up and we moved it behind the bar, so it wasn't in its face anymore. And then we went into the ballroom there where John was working, and we were like, "So you brought in your bike?" And he was like, "Yeah, man, it's a good bike." And we were like, "Well, what's awesome? Which one's yours?" And he looked out the window and he was like, "What? What the fuck?" And he ran out and he was like, "Oh God, somebody call the cops! My bike gone!" And he started freaking out. And then
pissed.
right before he got on the phone to start calling the cops, we told him.
Yeah.
And he was so mad. And he was like, "How the hell did you move it back there?" And we were like, "We picked it up." And he was like, "Ooh." And then he like quit being angry because I guess he was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. That was funny. I forgot all about that. That was so funny.
Oh man.
Oh.
You know, we talk about the bar. You know, we were bouncers. It wasn't a bar. This was a club.
It was a club. There was
Okay,
5 bars
yeah.
within it.
Yeah, there were 5 bars, multiple rooms, 3 stages for bands to play in.
Mm-hmm.
It was big.
It was very big.
You know, and that was just one of them. We technically worked at 2 different clubs, but they were owned by the same people.
Yeah.
The other club was even bigger, and it had more bars in it, and that's where, like, the crazy shit happened for
Yeah,
the
it
most
did.
part.
Yeah.
God, those were good days.
You know what? We just shared a couple bar stories, and in the last episode, you brought up a couple.
Uh-huh.
You should.
But we just told a couple.
You don't think you should share like the boob story?
The boob?
Share the boob story.
I will tell the boob story.
All right.
But we'll hold off on the.
We'll move on.
We will hold off on 2 Chainz.
All right. Yeah.
2 Chainz will be for another day.
I'm good with that.
he's giggling.
Oh, dude, you're gonna love this, Vince.
Okay,
All right.
so
all right.
right before we started working at the club. Well, okay, I'll go ahead and say this ahead of time. I should have started off differently.
Yeah.
This club, we would have, you know, we'd be open for the weekends, but every holiday and every big event type thing, they would have these promoter parties.
On Sundays.
And the promoter parties would be on Sundays, and they would be one of the local rap DJs from the radio station would come down, and he would pretty much take over the club for the night.
Not pretty much.
And well, that's how it was.
Yeah.
And again, this is no form of trying to, you know, split anybody or trying to be any kind of prejudice against anybody. This is just how it was. On every one of those parties, it would be roughly 1,500 black people and like 35 white guys.
Yep.
And that was pretty much how it was.
Mm-hmm.
Every time. You know, nothing wrong with that. That's just how it was.
Yeah.
The promoter party that happened right before me and Dolph here started,
It was the shooting.
there was a shooting.
Yeah.
So we started on Derby weekend.
The
The
biggest
Kentucky
weekend
Derby
of the year.
weekend, which was, the biggest weekend of the club. And there was a promoter party on that Sunday. And because there was a shooting at the previous one, they went like, you know, balls
out.
deep. I was going to say balls deep, balls
Yeah.
out, whatever you want to call it, on security. They had bought all these barricades. They bought 2 walk-through metal detectors, 2 metal
Wands.
detecting wands. We had a 13-page list of names of people that were barred from the club. And we
did
had to check
pat-downs.
everybody's ID to that list before they were even allowed to come in the club.
Yeah, we pat everybody down. We had, like 5 or 6 off-duty Louisville Metro units outside.
And an ambulance.
And an ambulance, yeah.
So they were no joke. Those
Yeah.
parties, that's when crazy shit would happen.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the party after the shooting party. That just became the standard.
Yeah, every party was like that.
Yeah.
with the security and whatnot. And it was one of those things where we had cops there, but they were there to deal with stuff outside. They would not go inside because, you know, it has nothing to do with the fact that, you know, the ratio or anything like that. It just had to do with, you don't send like 3 cops into a group of 1,500 people and try to stop a party.
No, and you know, they were smoking weed in the club. They were like doing some drugs in the club, but
Busting out lines of coke on the tables.
But the general,
and we weren't allowed to stop them.
Yeah, the general rule of thumb was, unless violence is happening, leave them alone. Which, you know what? For the most part, everybody came. They had a good time. They danced. They listened to music. They drank. They got a little.
They would have rappers. We had like 2 Chainz and some other big people.
Webby.
Yeah.
Rick Ross.
Yeah, we had Rick Ross.
So it was for the most part a good time, you know, for everybody.
But on this particular day that we're talking about,
oh god,
where were you? Were you standing out there?
I was outside.
You were out there when all that happened?
No. I don't remember it actually happening.
I remember it distinctly.
But I was always outside. Like I was never inside. A couple of times.
Either way,
I posted inside.
I got to the point where I was inside all the time.
I might have been on break. I might have been in the bathroom.
Either way, I was standing outside, and this lady came out the front doors, and she was on the steps, and she, help! And that John guy I was talking about walked up to her.
Yeah.
And he was like, help! And he's like, what's wrong? What's it? I need an ambulance! And he's like, what? What? That's what she was. And
I remember. I know.
I said I need an ambulance. And, you know, John's like, well, what do you need? Why do you need? And she had her hand like across her chest, you know, like she was doing the Pledge of Allegiance type thing. And she kept on saying she needed that. And John's like, well, tell me what you need. And then she moved her hand. And by this point, I had come up there. She moved her hand. And there was like a cut all the way across the top of her tit. And yes, I'm saying tit. I don't care.
You can say tit.
Well, either way, it was just all the way across the top of it, and it just opened up like a fucking taco.
Yeah.
And you could see like rib cage and meat and nasty. It was like somebody had tried to cut her tit off.
Yeah.
It was horrible. And as soon as it flopped open, it just started pouring blood. And we were like, "Oh God!" So you know, we waved the ambulance people over, and she said that there was a lady that had cut her, and she gave us a description. We told the cops. The cops like, we ain't going in there. You go in there and get her, and then bring her out, and then we'll take care of it. So then, me and Jim and Brandy, this is a door girl chick that also would occasionally she would do security during those parties too.
She ended up going nuts and like bite.
Well, we don't know what to get into all that probably, but
I'm just.
Yeah, I think somebody bit her nose off or something later. This was years later. But either way, that's besides the point. We had to go in looking for her. I think Brandy saw her first.
Yeah.
And then got a hold of me and Jim, and then Jim was the head of security, or the big toe of security.
Toe, yeah.
We call him the big toe because this dude was like 4 foot nothing.
Yeah.
And he had this, he had like a 4-cell D-cell mag light. That when it was hanging on his belt was almost dragging on the ground.
This man could have used it as a cane.
Yeah, and because he was that short,
and
he just had the biggest flashlight he could find.
Yeah,
and I remember he saw her and walked up to her, grabbed her arm, and put it in front of her throat, and it's like, "You're gonna walk out nice." And we got her out to the cops, and I remember what the thing was when she came in. I remembered her then. She was going off on the metal detectors. But we couldn't figure out where it was. We patted her down, couldn't find nothing. And the wand couldn't find anything on her. But she had a razor blade she had hit up in her hair.
Yeah, man.
And what had happened was apparently this other girl was dancing with her man and not knowing that he was with somebody else. And she saw that and she was like, fuck that bitch, and walked over with that razor blade and tried to cut off her titty.
It's hard to get a man with one tit. Maybe that was her motive. Yeah,
I can never forget that sight. It was some of the nastiest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, I mean, it's like going to the Mona Lisa and smearing shit on it. It's like, why would you cut a titty?
It is a sin.
It's the same shit. It really is. It's the exact same shit. You take one of the most perfect things in the world and then you like desecrate it.
Oh man,
Why would you do that?
the good old days. All right, Vince, your turn, man.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of happy I didn't work at Porter's after all.
Oh man, dude.
Jesus, man.
If you would have, at one point, how
Like
we had
like
so
most
many
of the
us working there.
time, most of the time, you just tell me the good story. This is like the first like maybe I don't
Horror
want to be
story?
there story
Well,
I've heard.
Well, our titties didn't get cut off,
That's true.
so it's still not bad
Yeah, but see, I'm small.
for us.
I'm small. My titty would have got cut off.
That's true.
They would have saw me and be like, "Oh yeah,
Well-
he's not a threat," and there
Well,
goes
you-
my titty.
Well, you don't have a titty, so you'd be all right.
I got a man titty.
I like how many times titty has been said in the last couple minutes.
Yeah, especially after you're like, yeah, I'm saying tit.
You're right.
I mean, I don't think it's a dirty word.
Should I say breast? What about breasticle?
Breasticle's fine. I think tit is fine.
Boob?
Boob's good.
Boobs are good.
You can't go wrong with boob.
No,
Oh,
but
yeah,
there's
everyone-
something about
everyone
tit
likes a
that
good
just
boob.
I don't know.
Shit.
No, not shit. Tit.
Shit tit.
No,
Well, you were talking about rubbing shit
Damn
on the
it.
Mona Lisa.
not her tits.
Okay.
Poor Mona Lisa.
All right.
Oh.
So let's hear a story from you, Vince.
Oh man. I mean, I don't have any stories that's gonna top that one.
The
That was
fuck you
intense.
don't.
I don't have any stories that I'm okay with repeating that'll top that one.
You can change names.
Oh, I'm not worried about names.
I know what you're worried about.
I once showed my dick for the last beer at a party.
I would have did that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would've
yeah,
showed you- I would've showed your dick for a beer.
Everyone was laughing. Everyone was laughing and thinking it was funny. I was like, I'm the only one who like got a reward out of this.
Like
That's
I
funny.
said, Vince, I would have showed your dick for the last beer also.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
100%.
of course.
Man.
Yeah, no, man, I don't think I have anything that tops a razor blade to the titty.
That's not even like the top Porter story.
No, not really.
It's not.
That's what I'm saying. Like my first job was
See, I
Subway and then Rallies.
It's like I want to tell the 2 Chainz thing, but I don't want to ruin all our best stories up
Well,
front.
no, don't. You guys
Yeah,
will
no,
have
save,
to wait.
save it for later. Save it for later.
Y'all have to wait. It's a good story. It might
We're
be in
not that
episode
involved in it, really.
3. Huh?
We're not really that involved
We're
with
not,
that story.
but it's a good story.
It's what comes before the story
Yeah.
that's the amazing part.
Yeah. All right.
We're just gonna hold that off. Watch it. How about we just never tell the 2 Chainz story? We just
That
always
would be
talk about it.
hilarious. That'd be so funny. Have people just listening in, like they're not fans, they just want to hear this fucking story. It just never happens.
Hey, it's how you keep the fans watching.
You remember the Unknown Henson concert?
Fuck yeah.
It was awesome. I felt that I got to be one of the people walking him to the stage.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Dude, he's awesome.
And he would like shoot at the crowd with the little cap gun when they start heckling and shit.
Yeah.
Squidbillies.
Good old Squid Billy.
All right, so you guys had rappers there.
Yeah.
Did you have like other musicians there as well, like for rock music and
fuck
country
yeah.
music?
Well, yeah,
Hinder?
like we were saying, that was the rap people were only for the promoter parties.
Yeah.
All the other times, there were people there constantly,
Yeah,
and that just wasn't over at Porter's, which was the main place
Yeah,
we were at.
Phoenix
Phoenix
Hill,
Hill
too.
also.
Let's see,
Phoenix Hill was more of like the more modern rock type
Yeah.
stuff.
But we still had like we had 7 Mary 3 at Porter's.
Marcy Playground.
Marcy Playground. We had Hinder.
Yeah.
I know they're not like
David
big
Allan
big.
Coe.
David Allan Coe. Badfish.
Badfish, yeah.
But no, like Non-Point was at Phoenix Hill.
Puddle of Mud.
Puddle of Mud.
During that one Halloween party, Miley Cyrus was over there at the Hill.
Mm-hmm.
That was because her dad's bass player was also in a band called Jefferson Tart Bus.
I was pissed that we couldn't card her.
Yeah, but
I was very pissed. I got
yeah, but
Me and Frank
but
got
like I
into
said,
it over that.
her dad's bass player
yeah.
also played in a band called Jefferson Tart Bus there,
Yeah.
and she was in town, and she was there for their concert, and then she got up on stage. She was dressed as Pocahontas,
Yep.
and she got up on stage, and they played "I Love Rock and Roll."
Yeah.
They have videos of that on YouTube.
Yeah. It's good times.
Yeah, it would have been really cool to see Puddle of Mud there.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been neat.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of bands that came through there.
Lots.
Yeah. Sure, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
a lot that we're not remembering.
No, there was like Bush, Saliva,
Yeah.
the Rehab. Yeah, the bartender really did it this time. Those guys.
That's the only song I know by them.
Well, that's the only song anybody knows by them.
That's true.
True,
no,
true.
no offense. Sorry, Rehab.
Yeah. You know, I haven't seen a lot of bands. I've seen Papa Roach. I've seen
They put on a damn
Taking
good
Back
show.
Sunday. Yes. It was the best show I've seen so far. Taking Back Sunday. I've seen Fall Out Boy, which unfortunately was really not that good of a show, but it might have just been, situational.
You know, I can't. I don't even want to try to think of how many bands I've actually seen because I've seen a lot.
Yeah. I can hands down tell you the best concert I've been to. 100%. Green Day.
Both times I've seen them, they were great.
It's to me it was better. Like, 'cause you go out and see a band play, live.
A lot of times that does not sound as good as they sound on the record.
And honestly, Green Day, and I think it's not just the quality of what they're playing, but the showmanship. It's so much better. It's so much better. They put on a damn good
They
show.
sound as good, if not better, live than they do on the albums.
do.
And they play
They really
everything
do.
just a little bit faster too.
They do. But
Nice.
no.
I remember
You know,
with
best
go ahead.
go ahead. Best band I've seen was Hellstorm.
They're good.
That was
Yep.
good.
But with that one, that was I remember me and another buddy, we had got tickets for that, and Dolph over there, he had got really, really depressed because him and his girlfriend at the time had just broke up
And I was supposed to go to that.
with her,
Yeah. She had tickets.
and then you all broke up and you weren't going to get to go,
yeah.
and so I had pitched in the money so you could go.
Yeah.
And we bought you a ticket and we didn't tell you until that day,
I know.
and we just took you and you were all really depressed till you got there, and then
It was a
you
great
seemed
time.
good after
It was
that.
a great time.
You seemed good after that. You
Yeah.
seemed like you got over that real quick.
I just remember like when me and her broke up, I was really, really down. And like I knew you guys. Like I was hanging out with you guys a lot. We lived, next door, but like I didn't consider you guys my core group of friends yet. My core group of friends was the
I know.
Charlestown people. So like when that happened, that's where I wanted to go. And I remember I asked the other buddy that got
Yeah.
the ticket. I asked him. So man, it's like, will you take me to Charleston? It's like, you don't want to be around those people, Dolph. You want to be here.
The funny thing is, you say it's the other buddy, but I was the one that bought it. Is we were talking about who should do it or if we were going to split in half, and I ended up buying.
Well, I appreciate you both.
Oh, it's okay. It was his suggestion.
Well,
I
that
just did
counts.
it.
That counts. But no, so he's trying to talk me out of like not going to Charlestown, but he did it. He took me. He dropped me off at a buddy's house. I went in there and I was like, "What's up, guys?" Like, "Oh, not much. What's going on, everybody?" And I was just
Oh,
like,
I know who you're talking about there.
Yeah. And I was like,
Keep
man,
doing the voice. Keep every time you
I
go.
was like, dude, me and my girlfriend just broke up, and I just need people to talk to and hang out with. All right, yeah. Well, we're not really doing much of anything. But you want to watch some WWE? Not really. Well, what do you want to do? I was like, I just want to sit and talk. Oh, man, yeah, bitches, man, bitches. I was like, do you even understand? He goes, yeah, I understand. I was like, have you ever? I was like, wait, you've never had a girlfriend? And I looked around. I was like, none of you have had a girlfriend. It's like, why the fuck am I here? And I tried to call him back, and he didn't answer. And I ended up getting a hold of Anthony. I was like, Anthony, will you do me a favor? He goes, what's up? I'm like, are you still, at James's house? And he's like, yeah. It's like, will you come pick me up? He goes, from where? And I'm like, I'm in Charleston. He's like, didn't you just get a ride there? And I'm like, yeah, it was a bad decision. He's like, fuck, dude. You got gas money? I was like, no. He goes, all right, I'm coming. And he came pick me up. And that's when I realized, I was like, these people are cool. They're my buddies. But these people have my back.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I realized.
We always did.
I know.
Like that one time you got jumped. Out in there. Remember, not jumped, but the dude with the brass knuckles?
Yeah.
The dude that, like, you know, you tried to get in a fight with and he had brass knuckles and he, like, thumped you stupid. No offense. I'm not trying to be mean about it.
No, I'm trying to figure out, like, because I'm talking about y'all had my back, and you're like, yeah, we always did, like the time that.
No, what I mean by that is that as soon as you started walking up and you seemed wobbly and I seen there was blood going out, I went in there and started yelling and going through each door looking for the motherfucker.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I did.
I did not know that.
I did. I was going through every door yelling, trying to get somebody to come out.
You know, the other buddy there that was with him, that was with me, like my brother, like up until about 2 weeks ago, because about 2 weeks ago, me and my brother were talking about him. He came up, and he's like, man, he's like, I hate him, but for what? And he's like, you know, that whole situation. I was like, Joe, I was like, let me explain something to you, man. He's like, well, he had weapons and he had this. I'm like, it doesn't matter. I was like, there are some people that just can't handle that. Like, they freeze. And that doesn't make them bad people at all. You know, because I was
he's talking about there was another buddy that was there, and he didn't know that it was going to be like all weapons and stuff. Nobody knew. Nobody knew there was brass knuckles until like afterwards.
Way afterwards, yeah. All I knew is like when I got hit, I remember thinking, because he was such a little dude, I remember thinking, this guy hit me way harder than he should have been able to. Like, cause like he hit me right in the cheek, and dude, like blood instantly, and I heard just crack, and I was like, and then he got me one time like right up here in the eye, and then I just couldn't see, and I just was like, okay, I'm gonna keep swinging, and I just kept missing. I was like, if I go down, I'm probably not getting back up. So I made it my mission to stay on my feet.
Yeah.
Which is what I did. I stayed on my feet until like I got one lucky shot because I couldn't see a damn thing, and I got him right in the face. And then as soon as I felt him, I just gripped him up in a headlock, and I was like, and I just was fucking torquing, and he was making the coughing like gurgling noises. Like, dude, I'm gonna let you go, but when I do, we're fucking done. I can't see. I can't go further. We're done. He's like, all right, and he's tapping. I let him go. Turned around to walk away. He cracked me in the back of the head. Mm-hmm. And that's when this whole crowd of people started going, no. And then I came up there, and you were on the couch. You're like, what the fuck happened?
I wasn't on the couch.
Were you not on the couch?
No, me and remember that one guy? He was always older. He lived like across the hallway
the
from
weird
where you
army
used
guy.
Yeah.
Ryan.
I couldn't remember his name. Either way, for some reason, he had brought out this wine, and me and him were sitting over where we used to wrestle in that section.
Oh yeah.
We were just drinking wine, talking because he brought it out, and and then we seen you walking up, and then that's I had everybody else tend to you, and I went on the hunt.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Vince is the real one.
Yeah, no, he is. He is.
Remember when we fought each other?
I do.
Just because we were pissed?
But not at each other.
Not at each other.
Yeah, and then we went to work that night.
Yeah, we did. No, I remember that. That was great. It was I was pissed at something my ex-wife had done. You were pissed at your brother.
Yep.
And I don't remember if I called you or you called me. I think I called you.
I think you did.
And we were all talking, and you were like, fucking Joe, blah, blah, blah. I'm so angry. It's like, I just want to fight somebody real bad. And I'd just gotten a big argument with her. And I was like, me too. Hey, Dolph. It's like, remember how we always said we wanted to? When we wanted to fight just to see what would happen? Well, yeah. It's like, what do you think? You're like, I'll be right over. And then we fought, and then we went to work.
Yep.
And people were like, we did it first, but then we told them, they're like, we told them we fought each other, and we were not angry, It's like, we weren't angry at each other.
They thought we were dumb.
Yeah, they were like, you guys are fucking stupid.
Yeah. No, we had a good time. I got my anger out.
Me too.
Now, I've told people, I don't know how many times, like,
Yeah, you told me that story a couple months back.
It's true. Now, I don't know why this is the case, because most people don't feel this way. It's almost as satisfying getting punched in the face as it is punching somebody.
I agree.
Do you?
Yes, absolutely.
It really is.
If I get in a fight and I don't get hit, like if I do good, I get upset.
Yeah.
It's like, you were really going to run your mouth that much that it gets to the point where we're actually fighting and you can't even hit me?
Yeah.
Fuck you. You little piece of shit. I mean, that pisses me off.
It does me too. I don't know. I don't know. Like, 'cause when I get hit, that's just motivation to go. It's fuel.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I don't. It's not always like a.
And that's not trying to be egotistical
It's
or
not.
act like we're big tough guys or
It's
anything.
not at all, because I've lost plenty of fights. It's not about that. It's I don't know. It's a man thing. And I think I was talking to Vince about this not too long ago. Vince, do you remember this conversation? I was saying that, like, I'm not a violent person. I'm not. You were there.
Yeah.
For this. I'm not a violent person, but I feel the urge to fight. Like, and not in like a I'm gonna beat your ass, because I want to kind of way, but like a, I don't know. It's therapeutic.
It is.
It's very therapeutic.
You gonna say something, Vince?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Think
Yeah,
about-
rousing
think about my
guest,
response.
Vince. Yeah,
Yeah.
you were excellent.
Yeah, fantastic.
You're welcome. Yeah, no. I definitely understand that. I mean, I'll be completely honest. I've lost significantly more than I've won, and I'm okay with it. Like, it doesn't keep me up at night. I don't see anyone I've lost a fight to and feel any type of way towards them.
Yeah.
Well, it's just at least me. I mean, I don't know how my situation is compared to everybody else's, because I mean, we've talked about stories and stuff, but
Yeah.
for me, all the way up until 8th grade, I was getting my ass beat constantly. Okay, I mean, I would get beat up at school just constantly. I mean, it happened a lot. I remember, I can't remember if it was 4th grade. It was 4th grade. So before the finger thing I was talking about last time, or this time, last time. It was before the finger thing. I was tired of getting beat up. They had pulled
Someone
my
just
shoe
booted up a Game Boy.
They had, yeah, it's his phone notification thing, but yes, it was Game Boy
Oh.
noise. But anyway, somebody had they were beating up on one of my friends. They were beating up on me. They had pushed me down on the ground, pulled my foot up to a ladder and tied my shoestring to it, so I was stuck to the ladder, and I was laying on my back, and then got to the point where I was finally standing, but my foot was still stuck onto it.
I'm gonna interrupt you for a brief moment. That sucks for you, but I have to compliment the
Ingenuity?
ingenuity.
Oh,
of it.
absolutely.
That's genius.
Yes.
All right,
But
continue.
either way, I mean, that kind of stuff was going on. I remember going home, and I didn't go home. I went to my grandparents' house. My uncle was there, and I was crying about it. And he was like, okay, this is what we're doing. And he sat me in front of him and was like, hit me. And I wouldn't do it. And then he'd slap me. Not hard, but you know what I mean, enough. And I'll go, stop it. And we kept doing that back and forth until I finally popped him a good time in the face. And he was like, do that. And I went to school the next day, and I punched somebody and knocked him down.
Oh yeah.
One of the other guys that was involved in that, he was up on top of the jungle gym. I climbed up there and shoved him off.
Hell yeah.
He went flying. Another guy, he was getting a drink out of the water fountain, and I bashed his face down into the top of
yeah,
it.
dude. There you
And
go.
after that's when I got in trouble. It was after that third one, and then I got suspended, and Mom got onto me for getting in trouble at school. And after that, I just would not do anything in school, and I took it again, and I kept getting beat up for years and years until 8th grade when I finally said, fuck it.
Yeah.
And at that point, I started fighting, and I never really looked back.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't do it for nothing. I mean, I always had to try to be in the right. That's the best way to put it.
Has to be a reason.
Well, like I said, I started doing that. I started fighting a little bit, but then our buddy Michael started living with me. And y'all don't know Michael, and I understand that. But if you did, you would understand.
I really hope one day.
I don't know. I don't know if he would be good in this format. But either way,
I don't know.
Michael is one of the toughest people that I have ever met in my life.
He's a beast.
And Mom, he had a decently rough childhood. And either way, he needed a place to live. Yeah. And it was another one of those situations, kind of like with you, where I was friends with your brother, and then I became friends with you.
Yeah.
I was friends with his younger brother.
Yeah.
I was friends with his younger brother, and then I became friends with Michael.
Yeah.
Michael needed a place to live, and he asked Mom, and we had this agreement. He'd like clean and do all that, and Mom would let him stay there. I was like 15 at the time, I think.
Yeah.
But what I didn't know at the time was Mom had talked to him without me, and one of the conditions of him staying at the house was Mom told him that he had to make me not a little bitch anymore. And
He's the one to do it.
I didn't know this at the time.
Shit.
So I spent about a year getting my ass beat. And I mean, like, and this is no exaggeration to anybody. It really isn't. And you know this. You know this for a fact. I would be asleep in the morning. It'd be like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I would wake up because this man had jumped up in the air and come down with both of his knees like in my kidney and start punching me in the face. And I would have to wake up swinging.
Yeah.
And it went from that to, climbing up onto the apex of the roof and like kickboxing at each other and trying to knock each other off and then chasing each other down the roof trying to make sure they fell off.
Yeah.
And that was life. It was life for a good while. And after that, yes, I enjoy it. I enjoy fighting. It is it's therapeutic.
It's very
I will never start anything.
No.
One of the things that Michael instilled on me really early on to that, which is what I said earlier, which is be in the right.
Always be in the right.
Always be in the right.
100%.
Because if you go into it when you are in the wrong, there's a good chance your heart's not going to be in it and you're going to lose.
Yeah.
Plus, you're just an asshole at that point.
And don't ever jump somebody.
Yeah. So I have lived by those words. I still live by those words. Yeah. And that's just life.
Yeah. Is that the same Michael that's really good at Tekken?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I want to fight him so bad in Tekken.
Also, the same Michael that makes swords.
I know. I want to learn how to make swords too.
Yeah, he was here. He was here.
I feel like if I ever meet
ago.
Michael, he's gonna replace you as my best friend.
Stop that shit. No, he was here a couple days ago, and we were catching up and stuff. And I was like, "You still make swords?" He goes, "Yeah." It's like, actually, he's like, "I have this electric what is it called? Forge."
Uh-huh.
He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "It's really cool." He's like, "So I am getting back into that." I'm like, dude, that's badass.
This is also the guy that I can't remember at 16 or 17 that decided to attempt to brand Mike onto his arm with like a big soldering iron. And he did it. He got all the way through it. It said Mike on his forearm.
Yeah.
And then it got infected and ugly as shit.
Yeah.
It started getting green and just nasty looking. And then he got in a fight with his stepdad over something his stepdad had said to his mom. And then in the middle of that fight, his stepdad took a bite out of the middle of that big burnt nasty section.
Dude.
Michael proceeded to smash his head through the screen door multiple times until that dude finally stopped.
That's fair.
And then after that, after it started healing up, he it was this horrible, ugly scar all down the inside of his forearm, because it was the inside, because that's like the sensitive spot, you know. But he now has a big dagger that he has tattooed over that scar tissue.
Yeah.
Which looks pretty cool.
It does.
But yeah, that's this guy.
And we're painting a bad picture. I feel like he's a great dude.
Oh yeah. If there's
dude.
one person you want to have your back, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And if he's
right,
one of the only
one day
I'm
going to beat him into friendship.
He's one of the few people that absolutely, if he tells me something, I
It's
don't
true.
question it.
No.
Not once. If he gives me his word, that's it.
Yeah.
100%. No even questioning any bit of it.
It's true.
Yeah.
Great.
One day I'm going to beat him into friendship through Tekken.
I mean, you can try.
Promise you, dude. I got this.
It's possible.
Make it happen.
So.
I mean, we can keep going for a minute. I don't give a fuck. This is good. I mean, we don't have to. We can keep going.
Okay.
We were just looking at how long we've been doing this, but this is good.
It is
I've
good.
been enjoying it.
I'm chilling.
This has been a great one.
Yeah, no, I'm chilling. I mean, most of it's been you guys talking, because I don't really have like any stories that are,
You have so many stories.
I do have a lot of stories, but
So many good stories.
said stories should be repeated with closed doors.
I mean, the door is closed.
Yeah, I'm looking at the door, and it is closed.
Is your door closed?
No.
You should close your door.
Close your door, Vince.
No, I mean my door is closed, but it can still be heard.
You know, if you are iffy about having certain people hear some of these stories, then that's not a good sign, because you should be completely open with your significant other.
Absolutely.
Oh no, so that's not the problem.
That's not the problem?
Yeah, no, she knows the stories. I
Oh.
just don't want to deal with the repercussions of repeating the stories.
What I mean, you can change names.
You don't even have
True.
to say. You don't even have to talk about yourself. Be like, so I've got this buddy, right? And we can edit out all the build up that we just had to this.
We could.
Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you edit out the build up, then
I like
it
the
takes away
build-up.
from the suspense. Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah,
adds
sure.
to the suspense of it. All right, Dolph,
Yay!
Oh, I'm so happy.
We did it.
give me a story you want me to tell.
Oh shit. You pick, because they're all good.
Oh man. Okay, all right.
So you're gonna tell us a story, Vince?
Not that one. Yeah,
But
no.
you're gonna tell us a story, Vince?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a story. I got a story.
Excellent. Tell us a
I'm
story.
so happy.
Okay, so about 8 years ago, I started dabbling very hard into psychedelics,
Okay.
and
Define dabbling.
so the normal amount is 1 hit for the average person.
Okay.
I was about 8 hits deep. On
That
this
sounds
day.
more that sounds more than a dabble. That
Yeah,
sounds
no,
like a shitload.
It escalated quickly.
That sounds like a shitload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you say, I was doing a shitload of psychedelics.
Okay, yeah. So I was doing a shitload of psychedelics, and Dolph had actually called me from Charlestown at the time, and I was living in New Albany, and he was like, "Hey, Vince, what are you doing at the moment?" And I was all like,
A shitload of psychedelics.
I was tripping my balls off, and I'm staring at this poster of Deadpool, and he's been talking to me for the past 10 minutes. What are you doing at the moment? And he was like, I'm currently playing vampires with so and so and so and so. And I was like, oh, that's cool, buddy. He's like, yeah, you should come. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. And the moment I said, I don't think that's a good idea, I kid you not, I heard Ryan Reynolds say, it's a great idea. We should do it. Let's go. Here's your keys. And next thing I know, I'm driving, and I'm on the highway from New Albany, not able to see what the lines are anymore, just doing my absolute best to get to Charlestown, with Deadpool riding shotgun all the way there. And then I get there, and I like act out as Deadpool, and when I say I was acting as Deadpool while playing, I fully immersed myself and thought I was Deadpool
Did he
while
really?
playing.
Yeah, he did. And there's two elements of that story that he's leaving out that make it so much better. Number one, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. And number two,
Yeah.
he does not have a permit or a license.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't have a permit or a license. I bought a car and started.
And he had
driving.
already been pulled over multiple times.
Yeah. So there's one seed that happened. I forgot who it was, but they told me to make them a sandwich. And I just, next thing I know, I'm in the kitchen and I'm actually making someone a peanut butter and jelly sandwich as the character in the game that I fully think I am at that moment.
It was
And we
funny.
end up in Taco Bell parking lot. I don't know how we got there, but we got to Taco Bell parking lot at some point. And I was explaining to Dolph and I think it was Noli. I was explaining to them that Deadpool's been with me this whole time. Like he's standing right beside you.
That was a good night. I do remember that. I miss like Vince. He's not exaggerating. Like he was. There was a time, man, where he was just like anytime he saw Vince, he was tripping. Like,
Yeah,
it was almost every day.
I was in a bad spot.
Yes, that's
a
not
while
dabbling. I'm going to
That's
say
not
that
dabbling.
again. That is absolutely not dabbling.
That's a problem.
Okay, so it started with dabbling. It started with dabbling with mushrooms, but then I decided I didn't like the taste.
Well, no shit.
But yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
lots of shit. But
Yeah.
that's why you don't like them.
It was funny.
Yeah.
I was actually driving Vince's car one day because anytime me and Vince would go somewhere, I would drive his car, he would ride shotgun, and Corey would always ride bitch in the back. And he was tripping. He was tripping hard. And I don't know if you know this story or not, James. But if you do, I'm sorry for retelling it. But we convinced Vince that we did not exist.
Oh.
That we were figments of his imagination. He was already tripping, and I was like, he said something, and I was like, well, that's because I'm you. He goes, what? I was like, yeah, I'm you. You're imagining me. I'm a figment of your imagination. He started laughing. I'm like, seriously? He's like, if that were true, you're driving the car. I was like, why do you think your favorite movie is Fight Club? And he was like, huh? And I'm like, just think about it, dude. I am, because at the time I was obviously, not real fat and everything, and I was like, I'm the manly man that you see yourself as. I was like, Corey's your sensitive side. And then that's when Corey started jumping in. He's like, yeah, dude. And Corey, started getting, with intimate details and everything like that. And I feel so bad about it now, but he, started crying and cuddling up in the fetal position in the passenger seat. It was so awful.
Dude, I was going through it.
How dare you?
It was great, though. Me and Corey were laughing our asses off.
There were so many similarities. So, I was going through drama with, the mother of my child. She was religious, and her name started with a C. Dolph was in the middle of going through a divorce with his mother of his child, who was religious, and her name started with a C. We worked at the same job. We were around each other 24/7. So, the more he explained it, the more it all freaking clicked.
Yeah, it was funny. And I didn't feel bad about it until, a week later, and I was like, that was pretty fucked up.
No, she probably didn't feel bad about it until, a month later.
No, it was
maybe even a year.
It was a week or so. Corey felt awful immediately, but
Well, I know what he was saying.
He's the sensitive side.
Yeah, he was the sensitive side.
Yeah.
Corey.
Corey laughs kind of ridiculously.
Yeah.
He does all that, and he always goes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we love him. We do.
Yeah. It's like a goofier Seth Rogen laugh.
Kinda.
Kinda.
A little bit. Michael, dude. I hadn't fought with you guys yet. I don't even think me and you had fought yet. Actually, no, me and you had.
At least a little bit.
But I hadn't sparred with you guys back in Charleston and all that. But I remember it was first time me and Mike fought was at the Fish's house.
Oh.
Yeah. Me, Mike, and Hamill. It was Fish's birthday, and she had asked if people wanted to come over and hang out. And Mike's like, dude, I just want to get drunk. And I was like, I do too. And she was like, I'll buy you alcohol. Come on. Fuck, we're going to Fish's house. So I'm 20 years old at the time. Hamill's 16, maybe 17. And then, we all go over there, and we're having a good time. I brought the guitar. I was playing guitar. Fish is trying to get with Mike because it's Fish.
And not just that, but most of the women were trying to get with Mike.
Yeah. But no, I stopped playing guitar. Me and Ham were sitting on the couch. Mike and Fish were standing up having a conversation in the living room. And I don't know what it was. I was drunk as shit. Everybody had fought with Mike. I'd already fought with you. And I remember I hadn't fought with you yet because I was 20.
Oh, okay.
We were working at the bar yet. So, but I remember hearing all these stories about people fight with Mike. And I just remember looking at him, and I don't know why. Me and Mike got along.
You just went, no.
I was just watching him talk, and I remember the thought vividly came through my mind. I'm gonna hit him in his mouth. I'm just gonna hit him. Let's see what happens. And I did. I just drew back, just clocked him in the mouth. He stumbled back, hit the wall, and he was like, "Are we doing this?" And I was like, "I guess."
Yeah, that sounds like Mike.
He fucking just lunged at me, cracked me, got me on the ground, just going boom, boom, boom. And I was trying to roll him over, and he's just not happening.
Uh-huh.
So I just start kneeing him and shit, trying to get him.
He's still punching you in the
He's
face.
still fucking punching me the entire time, and finally I get one arm free, and I was just boom, get him in the head a couple times. And then Fish was like, stop, because we knocked over a coffee table. And then he gets up, and I get up, and she's like, if y'all want to do that shit, go outside. Mike's like, let's go. So we walked outside. He goes, "You smoke a blunt with me, Dolph?" I was like, "Sure." So we took a stroll around the complex, just smoking a blunt. It's a good story. And then she said it was enough for the night. So the three of us started walking
Wasn't it
back.
cop?
Yeah.
I remembered that part. Go
Cop
ahead.
pulled us over. And I remember, like, the cop, like, asked, because I didn't have my wallet on me. He's like, where do you live? And I was like, the only address of mine I could remember was my NAB address. I kept reciting it. I was like, no, that's not right. And finally I was like, dude, I'm fucking toasted. I'm 20 years old. I live in the apartment complex down there.
By rallies.
Yeah. And he's like, and then I remember waking up the next day in your bathroom.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I remember I'm gonna go ahead and just do this one. I distinctly remember the first time that our buddy Ben got drunk at my house.
I don't remember this.
We were well, you wouldn't.
I wasn't around.
You wouldn't have.
I remember
We were. I'd say we would have been 14, 15, something
shit.
like
So,
that.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, I'd say 15, maybe 14, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember we had got drunk, and it was Ben's first time. And I remember he got sick, and he was hanging out my bedroom window, throwing up outside. And then he went in the bathroom because he had to take a shit. And he was in there, and then everybody had to go to the bathroom because we had all been drinking.
Oh, that's funny.
And he wouldn't get out of the bathroom. He was just like sitting on the toilet with his pants down going, and he couldn't move. And so Michael was standing there at the door explaining to him how to wipe his own ass. He was just like, Ben, take the paper, get a bunch of it, now wad it up, wipe your ass. Now look at it. Is it brown? Yeah? Then wad it up, throw it away, get more paper. Do it again. Keep doing that until it's not brown.
Wise words.
And then he finally did that, and we had to get Ben out of the bathroom. That was the first time. Ben's good. Ben don't do none of that no more. That was just during the partying days. But I remember that. It was funny.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Is that the same Ben that was the
Announcer?
one of the announcers? Yeah.
Same
Yes.
guy.
Ah, man, I still didn't meet him.
He's-
He wasn't at the one show that I was at.
No, he's a great dude too.
Yeah, he's great.
You heard what Trump's trying to do?
It said something about taxes or
Yeah.
something, right?
Removing taxes from overtime.
Remove tax
From overtime.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
It's great, but it doesn't do anything for me.
Well, yeah, your salary.
well, I am currently not, so that would be amazing for me.
Yeah, because you work a lot of overtime, don't you?
I always
there.
have, I think, like 8 hours on each check, unless I work more.
Yeah.
But I make a decent amount an hour,
Yeah.
so I mean that would be amazing. But who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows how any of that goes?
Is that too touchy of a topic?
No, I mean that's
No.
just current events. You know, it said
Yeah.
that was the last thing that popped up. I read that, but I didn't read into it yet.
I keep forgetting that you're a liberal.
Excuse me? Look, everybody's entitled to their own shit,
That's true.
and that's fine. I have plenty of friends that are on all the spectrums of everything.
The spectrums.
The spectrums. Well, yeah, because if they're not what I am, then they're on the spectrum, as far as I'm concerned.
I know you're not a liberal.
No, I wouldn't even completely call myself a Republican. I'd say I'm more of a centralist that leans slightly toward that side.
So
Because I think that there are good things on both sides.
there are, and that's the thing. I know this,
Which is why I'm not a diehard. I'm gonna say I am always with these people because nobody is right all the time.
So I mean, I will say this. I've been saying this for a couple years, and it sounds like such a cop out. It really does. I am not definitively anything when it comes to politics. I believe that whoever has
the best policy.
and who's taken our interests, to heart the most, is the one that needs to be in control. But ultimately, I mean, you can't, I don't want to use the word ignorant, but I feel like you're ignorant if I don't even want to say that, but I mean, to me, it's ridiculous to be fully anything.
Yeah, the people who will vote one way regardless of anything just because they go, as an example, and we'll say either one. If you want to be Democrat or Republican, if you just go, well, I'm a Republican and I will always vote Republican, and they'll go there and just push like the button that's all Republican all the way down instead, or the same thing with the Democrats.
Yeah.
It's nothing against any one particular group. It's just the people that they got their color and that's what they do regardless of anything else.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a smart decision.
The world is not white or black; it's gray. There are situations. That's the thing, man. Life is just so situational. You can't be like, we need for the next 4 years a Republican in office because they're a Republican. Because everything that Republicans stand for is what we need to be. Because no, things are situational.
Yes.
There are times that, this is not appropriate, but there are times where it's going to be appropriate.
Yeah,
And that's just the way it is. Should be, anyways.
I agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I did.
Yeah. I did.
What did you do?
I pushed the hot topic button.
No, but he said I did.
Oh, yeah. What did you do?
I listened.
Oh,
I'm proud of you.
he did.
He did.
I did.
Oh, shit.
I downed like an entire gallon of tea during this. I have to pee so bad.
I've went through 2 Java Monster energy drinks.
I've had to pee since we got started.
Like started with ours or started
I've needed to since
just talking.
Well, since we started.
Yeah, since we started.
No, I mean
Yeah.
started the call or started talking before the call.
Right before the call.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Let me see. What have you been playing any games recently, Vince?
Oh, shit.
Aside from ROM hacks, yes. So I'm currently between 3 games.
Okay, what are you playing?
I'm attempting to replay Elden Ring.
Good
Okay.
luck.
Yep.
And?
I didn't make it far the first time, and I'm already getting angry now.
Okay.
I just bought Wukong. So
Okay.
I'm going to be starting that right after this call.
Wasn't that where COVID started?
Damn it, Dolph.
Am I wrong? It was Wukong, China, right?
No, it's Wuhan.
Oh. Well,
Come on, brother.
It's not all the same, Dolph. It's
Yeah.
not all the same.
that's fair, but it sounded similar.
Yep.
I was like,
And then
That's on the verge of something.
well, I didn't know. I was like, did they make
Yeah.
a video game about it? Like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, it's
like,
called
I wanted
Plague Inc.
this headset
Plague
so that way you
Inc.
could hear
That
me
was a real
clearly.
game.
That's wonderful.
I don't know if they added COVID to it. Did they add COVID to Plague Inc?
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna have to look that up and see if they did.
Shit.
Hang on. I got you.
Oh,
Here
shit.
anyways.
We're Googling now. Oh, but no, my bad.
But what else besides the Wukong?
I am replaying through, which I have already beat once, the remake of Resident Evil 4.
Okay, that's a good game.
There you go.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Let me see. I haven't picked up the Wukong in a while. I need to get back to it. But that new Astrobot game came out, and I beat the shit out of that. It was fun. It was great. I played all the way through that already, and that's been less than a week.
That's cool.
I played through that. They released the newest Castlevania collection with the 3DS Castlevania games.
That's cool.
I've beat the first one of those, the Dawn of Sorrow, and I am working on Portrait of Ruin right now. I just started that last night.
That's cool.
The Marvel versus the Marvel versus the Capcom Marvel collection
Yeah.
just came out.
Is it good?
Well, I mean, it's like Marvel versus Capcom 1 and 2, Children of the Atom,
Oh.
X-Men versus Street Fighter, all those. I bought that. I haven't started playing it yet. Trying to remember if there's another thing. I'm playing a few things.
All right, I have an update on the COVID and plague.
What now?
I have an update on plague.
Okay.
Okay, so yes and no to they added COVID to plague.
Okay.
So you don't play as COVID, you play as the World Health Organization.
Oh.
COVID.
Okay.
But it is a game mode, and also all of the money that they made from purchasing that DLC essentially went back to COVID funding.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool then.
Yeah. So yeah, it did make it into the game.
I love how neither one of you were like, so what have you been playing here lately, Dolph?
Because you don't play games that much.
I have been playing a game every single day.
You've been playing your Survivor.io on your phone.
Survivor.io, yeah. It's a fantastic game. We are not sponsored by Survivor.io.
I still think it's a ripoff
But
of
we should
Vampire
be.
Survivors.
Dude, it is a fantastic game.
It's mid.
It is not mid.
It's the same thing as saying Raid Shadow Legends is a fantastic game.
Raid Shadow Legends.
It's
Well,
literally,
again, not
it's literally
sponsored.
Just a time.
Right.
Yeah, it's right. I mean, that one's not hard to get sponsored by. But it's
Well,
literally
it might
just,
be.
My-
might be now. But it's literally
Calling
just
it
a
mid.
time soak.
it's great. It's a great game.
It's okay.
There's so many good things that you can do. in it.
It's okay.
It's good.
It's
I like
okay.
It. Y'all are mid.
What I don't get is I've tried multiple times to get you to play a Pokemon game.
I do play
your res-
Pokemon.
Hang on.
As long
Your
as it's
response-
Gen 1.
I love Gen 1.
Which is perfectly fine. That's the game I was trying to get him to play. He played it until the first gym battle.
He's
And then
played
he
through
lost.
Gen 1.
Dude, I've
No,
beat
hang on,
Gen 1.
hang on. And then he lost to me. And now he hasn't played since.
It has nothing to do with losing to you. And it was very close, by the way. And
It
number
was very close.
and number two, dude, I'm just so I've played through red and blue and yellow. I don't know how many times.
Well, I told you to play through the second generation games because it's literally just the first
No,
generation game.
no, it
with
has
improvement.
no. I'm not saying I'm burnt out on it. I'm just
Or
saying
at least play like Fire Red, like the advanced remake
that's
of
that's
he
what
was
we're
playing.
playing. Yeah,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and it's good. It's good. It's
Or
it
play
has-
one of the Dragon Ball ROM
It's
hacks
not
of
the
it.
game. It's just I've got so much stuff that I'm doing. Like,
But you can play Survivor.io.
well, it's on my phone. I'm not like
So is Fire Red.
that's a fair point, Vince. But to be fair, like it's kind of moot now. Like,
Yeah.
shut up. You stop it.
What'd he say?
He said, "Be fair,"
Oh.
but no.
I thought he said be prepared. I thought he was
Wait.
going all Scar for a minute.
Be prepared.
Oh, we're gonna get into that again.
Hey, watch out now. You can't be singing Disney songs.
Hey, me and Vince, we sat and learned. I just can't. Me and Vince sat and learned. I just can't wait to be king one time.
I remember you told me about it.
Yeah, I played it on guitar, and like he was the lead singer, and I was backup. It was fun. It's great.
Good
It was a
Yeah.
good time.
I'm just saying, you gotta be careful with Disney
Wow.
because they go after people like worse than
Oh,
Nintendo,
the
or
mouse.
about as much as
The
Nintendo.
mouse is gonna get us.
The mouse or the plumber.
Oh yeah, the plumber. Oh, the
no.
plumber's nice.
You say so, but I'm telling you.
Yeah, no. So
Think we
James, we were doing a challenge, right? It was me, Dolph, Talon. It was supposed to be JoJo, but JoJo fell off right away.
He didn't even
So-
start.
He didn't even start. I talked him through how to set everything up and all that.
You
He
offered
didn't
him the money to buy the app.
even- Yes, I was going to buy
Explain.
the app for him. And
Explain now.
everything. Yeah. So, it was basically like a tournament, right? Where we would catch any Pokemon that we want, aside from one Pokemon that was unique to each of us. So it was the starter. So like I was never allowed to have the same starter as Dolph. And he
Okie
was
dokie.
never allowed to have my starter, right? And after every single gym battle, we would take those Pokemon and set a level cap, right? So the first level cap was level 15. So after the gym battle, you would get all of your Pokemon to level 15, not catch any more. As long as it was available before the gym, it was legal. If it was after the gym, it was illegal. You couldn't use it yet.
Okie
After
dokie.
that gym battle, we all would battle. So it would be me versus Talon first, and then the winner would move to the winner's bracket, and the loser would fight the loser of the next battle, which would be Dolph versus Talon.
Okie dokie.
And it was going to be a tournament to see who would have the most overall wins at the end of it and be the actual champion of the game.
And
To keep it interesting for Dolph, I wanted to do Fire Red because it was what he knew, just better graphics. And I figured that would keep him inspired to keep, competing and keep playing. And
Okay, just so everybody's aware, Dolph is abandoning the podcast for a moment.
I have to urinate.
Oh, save.
He gotta pee. He's leaving.
Rude. But yeah, to keep it fair to him and keep it to where, he would actually continue doing, because I know how he is. If you lose his interest at all, it's gone.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
We'll keep on talking about this, but as soon as I start talking again, we can. As soon as I start talking again, let's we'll act like we change the subject really quick, like we were talking about him while he's gone, and then we'll just be like, what were we saying, and stuff like that. That way he'll get all paranoid thinking we're talking about him.
All right, bet.
It'll be funny.
It'll be hilarious. But yeah, no, to keep it interesting, because you know how he is, right? If you lose his interest at all, he'll completely stop. So that's why we did Gen 1 for like the 150th time that I've played through Pokemon.
Okay.
We did the one battle. He lost to Talon. He lost to me, and he's never been back since. He hasn't leveled any of his Pokemon since.
Okay. Well,
that's essentially what we're doing.
Well, he's not that much of a game guy.
Yeah. Except for with Survival.io.
Yeah. Not that that's a horrible game. It's just,
I think it's more of an addiction than an actual game, though.
Kinda. I mean, if I'm going to play something like that, I prefer the Vampire Survivors, which is what I think that's kind of ripping off.
Yeah. Dude, can I be completely honest? I am burnt out on vampires. I want to play something D&D like.
Well, like I said, I have a whole bunch of Shadowrun stuff, so we can try that. And like I said, I got that board game, and I really want to play that. And I'm going to need you all if I'm ever going to play that. Plus, we technically, plus we have, I can bring back all the HeroScape stuff, and we can play some HeroScape.
I for sure want to play HeroScape. Whenever I move and I get a 3D printer, I'm going to be making.
So, so what I was saying was, HeroScape, yeah.
Yeah, HeroScape, yeah. So whenever I move, I want to get a 3D printer and.
So what were y'all really talking about?
I don't know. We're talking about HeroScape.
No. I don't buy it.
Anyways, whenever I move, I do want to get a 3D printer. Because I've already kind of like designed the pieces and came up with like the way they would work and everything. Of like doing a Pokemon themed HeroScape.
Oh well, they just recently just released new master sets of HeroScape.
They did.
I was thinking about getting one or two.
You should.
How much are they?
So I think the standard master set was like $150.
Oh, okay. I thought they were like $3.
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
I also still have that Hero Quest game that we've never played. I've played it a few times and I love it, but I think you all would like it. But
which one is that?
Hero Quest was a game that came out in the 80s. But they actually just re-released that too, but I have an old copy. It's basically you set up a board, and then it's almost like playing D&D. You move your person. You got dice. You know how many movement you can do, and then your character that you pick has like an attack rating and a defense rating, and you'll roll dice like HeroScape. But you were investigating this dungeon, and there's somebody who's like the game master, and they got individual monsters which go on there, and you got to search the place and look for stuff and try to, there are objectives to it.
I mean, I'm open.
Been trying it.
It's fun.
I'm very open to it.
I would like to play a D&D game that doesn't have a board. It's just, sandbox open. We just use our imagination and play.
I'd be willing to do that at some point too. We don't have the books for that.
Yeah.
But I do have the books for all the Shadowrun stuff.
We don't even need the books. We don't even need the books. Just fucking Vampire Systems, but it's D&D.
Well, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a podcast one day where we're kind of playing like that.
That's not a bad idea. We can do that. I think really the only reason that we're able to go off book so much in Vampire is just because we've been playing Vampire for so long. So we are the book.
You may be a little bit burnt out on Vampire, and I can understand that.
Yeah, definitely.
I personally, I don't play nearly as much as you, but at the same time, the reason I don't get burnout on it, besides the fact that I don't play quite as much, is that for me, I stick a little bit more to the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I find that to be more entertaining, just because.
So
It's not that you can't have fun with all that other stuff, but
Yeah.
when you limit yourself to a point and you're not overpowered to your people, you really have to think about stuff a lot differently than
That's true.
what discipline do I have, what superpower basically can I use to get myself out of this situation, as opposed to actually having to use your brain and figure out how to deal with the situation.
That's true.
So it's not the system I'm burnt out on. It's the consistent worlds that I'm burnt out on. The idea of I'm in this world is darker than ours, I am a vampire and I have to survive in this world. Or I'm in this world's darker than ours, I am not a vampire and there are vampires in this world and I have to survive in this world.
That may be
That's
true,
what
but
I'm
still,
burnt out
I
on.
think if we would have spent more time on my one game in really, really big world.
I liked that. That was fun.
Well, you put, like I said, that was a game that I ran for a bunch of people that I used to work with, and then I had brought it to my group here of my people, and just to see that exact same game, just to see how different they would handle the situation.
Was it different?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was still entertaining, and you
Yeah.
all seemed to enjoy yourself.
Yeah. It was a good time. Vince,
Like what?
well, I was
Yeah.
just gonna say you were talking about how like you're getting tired of like the world of darkness in general. How did you feel about the Exo Squad game?
I love the Exo Squad game.
Did you really?
Yes, I told you that. I love the Exo Squad game. I love the Star Wars game. I even love the Dragon Ball game, although I'm just too overpowered for the Dragon Ball game, I
Yeah.
think.
Which is why I firmly believe that me and you, Mr. Dolphy, need to sit down sometime and you help me figure out
The
how
Power
to,
Rangers?
Yes.
Dude,
because that is
will
an
be a
excellent
great
idea.
game.
I
It is a
think it's an
wonderful idea.
excellent idea. I just got to figure out systems.
You need to share this with him.
But I don't
I
want
played the
somebody
shit
to
out of
take
Power
it.
Oh, we can't talk about it right now. Well, once the podcast is over.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
Okay. Well, yeah, because I mean, if somebody else makes it, it's still made.
Then I can play it.
Exactly.
Okay. Check this out, Vince. See what you think,
Check it.
okay? Because
Yeah,
I don't know
check
if have I ever told you about my idea for that?
No.
Now, I love this idea, Vince. This is a fantastic
Okay,
idea.
check it out. You know how there are all those games like, let's say like, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or the Friday the 13th game, or even Evolve, where you get like 4 or 5 people versus one person?
Yeah.
Okay, check this out. What if you had a group of people, and at the very beginning of this game, you make a squad of Power Rangers? Okay, like you decide what's the theme for it, whether it be, like dinosaurs or mythical creatures, whatever the theme for that season is. And as a group, you make the 4 or 5 characters that you need. As a group, mind you.
Yeah.
So everybody has just as much, what's the way to put that?
Investment.
Yeah, they have just as much investment in each character as they do, and you know what I mean. There's not one character that's
yeah.
your character; it's your
Yeah.
group. So
Yeah.
basically, you would play a game, and in that game, you would each pick one of them, and you would do that, and then the one extra person or the GM, whichever one you want to say, that person will be the monster of the week.
Yeah.
And you would play through basically an episode. The game would be an episode, basically. You would do that, and then when you go to the next game that you play, it would be a fully other villain. That even I thought maybe like the group could even help design that villain. That way, it's a good challenge for them. And then the next game that you play, you would be a different ranger. That way you can never be tired of your character because you're bouncing around so much. And then at the very end of so many games, so many episodes, we would have a big season finale, and you would take all of the experience and type stuff that you would get from that season, and you would take that toward upgrading and going to your next group of people for the next season.
I think it sounds good. The only thing I don't necessarily like is the fact of you changing after every episode.
That's the aspect that I love, and I think like if you think about it, that's why the whole group is helping like design and create the characters.
There's no way to get bored over your one character.
Yeah.
Because you have a group and you have just as much investment in all of those characters. You all decide who that character is, what their actions are, and that way everybody's going to play that character kind of similarly, but every time you play a game you're doing something slightly different.
But it's also a really good opportunity to like I think that is a great I think it's a great idea to be like that could be like the beginning introductory game for like first time role players, because it's going to force you to like every week or however often your group's getting together to role play another character. Like,
yeah, I mean, you don't have anybody like, our buddy JoJo, who has this tendency of going, well, I'm a bouncer and my name is Joseph. And he wouldn't be able to do this every game.
Right. Would really be helpful for people like that.
But my concern there is what happens if I make a character that I absolutely love.
That's the point. That's the point. You won't make a character that you love because you are making all of the characters as a group.
Yes.
Yeah. So what if we collectively as a group make a character whose personality that I use, we all love the way I do that personality, and we want me to be on that character.
That's not the point of the game.
Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying. I know I would like it, but I know I would feel sad whenever I get a personality and character that I like, and then I am not that one the next game.
Well, I mean, you might have one that you are drawn to, and if anything, just think that it's just going to be a few more episodes and you will be back to that person.
That's true.
Okay. So what you're saying is we make 4 characters, for example. We make these 4 characters at the beginning of the season. And these are the 4 characters that exist for the rest of the season. And you essentially just rotate.
For sure.
You essentially just rotate the rest of the season.
Yes.
Okay, so I would inevitably end up getting back to that character that I fell in love with on the first episode.
Hey Vince, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
I can see the levels. It's moving when you talk.
Wait, are you the top or am I the top?
We're both the top.
I'm the top.
Oh.
Vince is the bottom.
I feel so much better. I feel so much better. I'm going to cut that out.
So anyway, yes, that's the point. It's not that you will only get to play your character once. We might, if you got 4 people, let's just say we did 12 or 16 episodes in a season, you would get to play that person that you have a fondness for 4 times.
Okay, yeah, no, I definitely like it a lot better now. See, I was misunderstanding. I was thinking there was going to be a completely brand new character every single episode.
No, that's what I'm saying. You would rotate those characters throughout the season.
Yeah.
But that
would be good.
But then at the end of the season, you could decide if maybe 1 or 2 of those characters are going to stay on, or if, like, let's say there are 2 characters that you all just aren't feeling quite as much. They have to go on, and you have to replace them in the next season
with 2 new rangers.
Yes.
That people are going to cycle through again.
I love it. Because I mean, that would be really good for like Dolph said, for introductory players, because they don't really know how to role play and they're not very comfortable with it yet, so they can see how this character that they're going to end up getting tomorrow is supposed to be role played.
Exactly. I mean, you can go, okay, hey, you were the red last time, and I liked what you were doing, but help me understand him a little bit more, and then you'd go with that.
Yeah, and plus, like, people who are just coming into roleplay, because the whole group is making the characters together. One of the biggest challenges for somebody coming into roleplay is, like, how do I make a character sheet? But you're going to have this whole group helping you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to make the group as a whole.
I like it more now that I understand it, for sure.
It's a great idea.
I think it's a somewhat unique idea as far as the pen and paper role playing goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
It's taken a concept that is pretty popular in games nowadays, but then you know what I mean. Putting it in a different format.
I feel like I did a very good job with the Naruto role play I created.
Yeah.
Well, I've been talking about this one for years with him. We've just never got a system down, but I've loved the idea.
So I hate to be that guy, but we are getting to that point where if we had any closing sponsors, we would be mentioning them now. Again,
As in D's Nuts.
yeah, we are not sponsored by D's Nuts.
But if we were, then we would gladly accept their money and their nuts.
Absolutely,
Because we love D's Nuts.
but
The hot cheddar D's Nuts.
but seriously, Vince, it was great having you on. It was great having a conversation with you. I mean, obviously, me and you are going to talk more here and there. Hell, we'll probably talk tomorrow night when you go to work.
Yep.
All right. But now, dude, I've had a great time, man. It's a good talk.
Yeah, it's a good talk. I enjoyed being here, and I would definitely look forward to seeing how the show goes from here. And
We would
enjoy coming back.
definitely be glad to have you back at some point.
Absolutely.
And you're front.
Awesome.
And you,
Yeah.
D's Nuts.
That's right. D's Nuts.
I guess. Well,
Okay, and everybody, that has been the Rigmarole Podcast.
with Dolph and James.
That's right. He's Dolph.
And he's James.
That's right.
Almost again.
Okay, later.